The big game of the night, of course, is in the Côte d'Azur and the Principality of Monaco, where Leeds are visitors. In the Millionaires' Playground, will the English side strike it rich? While Howard Wilkinson, the manager, takes a canny approach to the special test.
Howard, Leeds United back in Europe flying the British flag, and it's Monaco, the opponents, on Tuesday night. Tough first round for you.
Yeah. Anyone who qualifies for Europe has got to have something going for them, and obviously if you qualify for Europe from a country like France or England, Scotland, Spain, then you know it's a hallmark really of your quality. So we know we've got a hard game in prospect.
A lot of our German viewers, of course, are very familiar with Tony Yeboah. He's made a massive impact for you since your signing from Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a goal scorer and he's scored goals. I think that's now 4 in 5 league games, which is, by anybody's standards, quite good, you know, and long may he continue. That's what he was brought here to do, and he's done that.
Tony Yeboah, the Ghanaian. The man distinguished by scoring goals and the white boots he wore. A very good evening. This is the Principality of Monaco, where bank accounts are huge and football attendances generally small. Last season, the average crowd for a French league game in this delightful, plush but compact stadium housed in the middle of the luxury high-rises was 5,829 to be precise, which is about 3,000 less than the tickets which the visitors tonight, Leeds from England, asked for this game. There's the side tonight. The familiar features of Basile Boli coming up there. Pivotal in goal, by the way. He's been replaced 2 or 3 times this season by De La Roche. Thuram comes in there. Dimeco, the fiery captain of the side, ex-Marseille player. Demar, the very solid player in midfield. Legwinski is number 8 in the side, and despite the fact, of course, that that's a kind of Polish name, he is French. Number 7, Dos Santos, and again a kind of Brazilian name there, but again French. Enzo Schippo, the real key figure. There he is. From Italian parents, of course, but naturalized Belgium. Played all around the continent. Sonny Anderson, their top goal scorer with 5 goals this season. And the new sensation from Liberia, Christopher Ray, 20 years of age, and he scored 2 goals in the last 3 games. And our Leeds, John Lukic, 7 seasons at Highbury, by the way, one of the few players to hold championship medals with their 2 clubs, and certainly one of the few goalkeepers. Number 5, John Pemberton, ex-Sheffield United player. Number 6, David Weatherall. A strong connection between Leeds and Sheffield. This time Weatherall came from Sheffield Wednesday. Tony Dorigo, England international. Again, a fiery player, very fast indeed. Always attacking, always hoping to attack. Carlton Palmer, England international, and the Scottish captain, Gary McAllister. The playmaker on this side. Gary Speed, Welsh internationalist, to give a cosmopolitan feel to this Leeds side. At number 9, Brian Deane, England international this time, a local Leeds boy, played originally for Doncaster. And now the great Tony Yeboah. What a tremendous time he's having in England. Scored a goal against Liverpool, which people described as one of the greatest goals ever seen. And the last player mentioned there, Noel Whelan. Again, a local Leeds boy and an England youth international. I talked about this stadium being very plush. Well, there is the box for Prince Rainier, who's in attendance tonight. The stadium can hold about 18,000, but generally speaking, the attendances are rather small here. There's Basile Boli. Had a disappointing time in Scotland, never fitted into the environment there, as many people thought he wouldn't, and is now back in French football, hoping that Emi Jacquet, the French coach, will pick him for the full international side. Monaco in their familiar diagonal variation of colors of white and red. Well, any player who plays in the stadium actually likes it when it's full. They say it has a great atmosphere to it. Well, these Leeds players, of course, will be so inured to playing in, I think, even more turbulent circumstances in the English Premier Division. So I don't think the environment will be at all intimidating for them. Nice play by Christopher Ray. That's the young boy I was talking about. Very powerful player. Very good at free kicks, something that Leeds will have to be very careful about near the penalty area. Way in the far side, Frank Duma trying to give support. Tall figure there of Noel Whelan. Whelan in for White, and the winger Wallace is out with a knee injury. That's a bit of a disappointment, of course, for Leeds. Basil Boli has already been red carded in the French season, and it's only 5 weeks old. Now picked up by Ray. Ray coming across from the right-hand side to pick that up. Yeboah, neatly back. That's McAllister. And Brian Dean, I think, just for a moment I looked across to the referee here. Watch this. No, and I think an accidental collision. Tony Dorigo. Should be too near the goalkeeper. Oh, he's let it go. Oh, it's in. Tony Yeboah. Well, now, I wonder what the Society for the Protection of Goalkeepers will say about that. I'd like another look at that one. I don't think he was really pressurized. I don't think there was anything too physical about this. His own player got in the way, and thank you very much, said Yeboah. Well, that's a very simple start to this game, but I think that should fortify the morale of Leeds. Very neatly taken by Yeboah, by the way. I've seen many a striker missing out in a situation like that. Wonderful start for Leeds. Now, Schifo put it right through the middle, and that'll be a corner kick. John Lukic coming out, taking his eye right off the ball. I saw him in a remarkable incident in a Champions League game, or the pre-qualifying game at Ibrox, where he virtually threw the ball into his own net. So he does have his eccentric moments. This time, just keeps his eye on the ball there. The famous figure there of Jean Tigana, the new coach at Monaco. One of that great school of French players, along with Platini, Giresse, etc. That's a free kick. Yes, Tony Yeboah, I think, is now going to be a very closely marked man. Twice he was the top scorer in the Bundesliga. The gum-chewing Howard Wilkinson. Dorigo. No mistake by Fabien Pivotor there. He might have been struggling a little bit after that collision. Played out there by Legwinski. Back into Ware. Sonny Anderson trying to make the break. Can't get any dig behind the ball. As he pushed that through, Ware picked it up. Ray keeping his eye over the ball. And as you could see, kicking half the pitch away. Oh, they're giving this man far too much latitude. That defense looking very square indeed. Look at the power of Yeboah. Great tackle eventually by Thuram. Now Schifo. One of my favorite players, Schifo. He makes football look so elegant. While the man who's hardly been in this game so far is Sonny Anderson, the top goal scorer for Monaco. That's Ray. I think the 1-2 just a little over-elaborate. D'Amico coming up to give support. This is Dos Santos. Oh, Lukic. Trifle of a hesitation there again. Almost given away by Dorigo. Well, I must say there's a great deal of pace about this Monaco attack, but so far they haven't had any real subtlety to the way they've been playing, and this Leeds defence has been mopping it up rather easily. Well, certainly applying the ball to Ray here. Picked up by Shipo. Good play by McAllister, though. Once again, it's Frank Dumas, the player who used to play for Colm before they were relegated. Fanny Anderson chipping it in. Wants the return. David Weatherall right on top of him. Little bit of fluster in the center of that Leeds defense. They have to keep very calm at this stage. They really are going to be pressurized, and no wonder. Look at Basil Bowley deciding to come down the left. D'Amico. As I said, a kind of look of predictability about this Monaco attack. Neat little 1-2's all right, but very well read by Leeds. In that case, by John Pemberton. Well, he's an awesome figure to try to stop Basil Bowley when he charges forward. And so far things have gone generally well for Leeds. And if McAllister gets going and is given a little bit of space, then I think it's going to be very difficult for this Monaco side in midfield in particular. Not a very good ball by Patrick Valery. That's a bit of effort. Well, and acting as cheerleader there, the man who fired it in, Sonny Anderson. Beautiful ball there by Shipo, wasn't it? And a lucky little deflection. Lukic. That anxious look on his face again. Look at that stand in the background. Well, Leeds players are not standing in admiration at all. Watch it coming down. D'Amico getting right behind it. Well, they're almost chewing in unison now. The chorus line. Deeply touched on by Dean. Well, I think almost instinctively Leeds have gone back into coaxing Monaco to come at them now, being a goal up, and trying to hit them on the break. Well, they have the speed to do that with Brian Dean, Yeboah there, getting speed coming from midfield. Oh, they're looking daggers at each other. D'Amico, Carlton Palmer. While Pipto looks none too happy in goal after conceding that first one. Well, a captain immaculate, this man. Beautiful player. Moves the ball about easily. All a bit frantic and unstructured in midfield at the moment. While Pipto getting his wrists to that more than anything else. Palmer coming up. Yeboah tries to go. He can switch it to the left. It could be dangerous. Dean. That's an excellent ball. Oh. Well, Carlton Palmer had come the full length of the field there. There he is. He started the move and then came in just a trifle too late. Indeed, I get the impression he didn't think the ball would reach him in the first place. Nicely back, and once again to Dean. That ball just coming away at the end. Well, as I said about this Leeds boy, played originally for Doncaster, came from Sheffield United 7 years ago now. I joined Sheffield United 7 years ago and came to this club in '93 for a goodly sum of money, 2.7 million. McAllister, Sheeple picks it up though, and again. Well, he didn't get enough players into the box. Attempted pass there by Dos Santos. There he is again. A disappointing end there, and I think we're beginning to see the first tangible signs of frustration in this Monaco attack. Well, Pifto, way down at the other end. He's not at all a happy man at this moment. He's been indicating to the bench some displeasure. He might be in pain as a result of that collision. D'Amico. Bully. Leeds are giving them all that latitude in their own half. Watch the Leeds players getting behind the ball here. Look at the depth of their defense. Well cut off there by Dorigo. Sonny Anderson. Well, Dumas couldn't get near that. Sonny Anderson might try it himself. Lukic right behind it, but again that little nervy snatch of the ball, as you can see here. A lot of penetration now from the left by Dean. Well, Leeds, of course, have a great heritage in European football. Reached the European Cup final itself in '75. And they've harbored ambitions ever since. Winners of the Old First Cup in '68 and '71, and they really want to go better than that. There's Dean up there. I think he was doing a little pushing. Well, the referee calling them back. Watch Dean come up. A little bit of mountaineering. Well, you know, watching the slow motion replay again, I didn't think there was too much in that. Well, somehow or other, Monaco have got to get Enzo Schifo on the ball. He is, I think, the most subtle player afield. And these balls are playing into the box like that one there, far too easily recognizable. And Leeds are mopping this up and defending, I think, splendidly deep in midfield. Gary McAllister taking a knock. Watch the rushing tackle coming in. Tackle there by Valery. Well, that's a man who made that glorious start for Leeds. A bit of a gift, but he finished it off very well. And there goes the halftime whistle. There is a fair number of Leeds supporters in the stadium. They're certainly making much more noise than the French, which is understandable. The stadium, the Louis II Stadium. But there, that's a very interesting lead at halftime. Only one goal in this game, and a substitution right away, which isn't terribly surprising. De La Roche has come on for Pivot. Pivot was indicating to the bench, as I said in that first half, something wrong, and I think it might have been his knee. Anyway, they've brought on De La Roche. De La Roche, of course, who's a very experienced goalkeeper. So nothing much there that should worry the Monaco side at this stage. Well, there's the man who was causing great difficulty down the right-hand side of the Monaco defense in that first half. And there's a substitute goalkeeper deciding on the short one, and Leeds look comfortable enough. I think I made the point that the Monaco attack were looking very, very predictable. And significantly for Leeds, we hadn't seen as much of Enzo Schifo. Really does knock the ball about a bit. There he is, getting that first pass in there. Down towards Sonny Anderson and Dos Santos, both hovering in the penalty area. Dumas has played reliably for Monaco. He picks up a lot of loose balls in midfield. There he is, and very good in the tackle. Frank Dumas. Shot with the other, Jean Tegana, the man in the white shirt. What a marvelous player he was. Mistake by Bowley. Bowley might be finding it just that little bit difficult to adjust back again to French football after his 1 year in Scotland. McAllister trying to get more of the ball in midfield. That's a free kick as Patrick Valery thumps in again from the back. He's already been warned by the referee. Ryan Dean getting a bit of harsh treatment. Ooh, almost getting to the head there of Dean. Picked up neatly, but Whelan lucky to get a second bite at that. And back from Gary Kelly. Gary Kelly, part of a very compact Leeds defense. The man, of course, who was in the States with the Republic of Ireland and did himself proud. Watch as that picked up. Schifo getting the opening again. Changed his direction, and I think looked to me like a goal kick. But that's what I was saying about Enzo Schifo. There he is. Watch this. He goes one way and then, without looking, just flicks it to the side. That's the kind of subtlety that this Monaco side badly need at this stage. Right beyond Schifo. Away by Bowley. McAllister gets a touch. Carlton Palmer rather slow coming in. Well, it's wide open on this side, and I think it's just too much. Remember, a two-legged affair, and I think Leeds would be absolutely delighted to go away from the Côte d'Azur with a one-goal victory. A little bit of warming up going on here. That looks like Henry, number 13. That's Eric D'Amico. Eric D'Amico has rather calmed down in his latter years. He was a very, very fiery player with Marseille. As often suspended as any other French player in any season. Although I think Basil Bowley will now give him a fair run for that. Well, here's Gary McAllister. Well away by Schifo. And I'm sure the Monaco supporters regretting that Schifo's playing on the edge of his own penalty area. Watch that little touch there as Gary Speed came in. Well, noted for that, getting into the box very well, as this amply illustrates. You see, he couldn't turn the head as much as he would have liked. Bowley playing it. Back by Dos Santos. Now Frank Dumas. The slower build-up again. Leeds allowing them to do this, as you can see from the kind of play that I think is almost a replica of much of the last 20 minutes of the first half. Sonny Anderson. Back to Dos Santos. And a roar of disappointment. That kind of play simply won't do as Patrick Valery, the fullback, came in to pick that up. It's still 1-0. So far, a very professional performance by Leeds in this match. They snatched that early goal, and they've been able to absorb much of, I think, the predictable pressure of Monaco, and very significantly, they've been able to pressurize that man, Enzo Schifo, very much out of the game, and significantly still leading by that one goal. There's the substitute goalkeeper, De La Roche. Frank De La Roche, sound goalkeeper, so no real worry there for Monaco at this stage. Back by Anderson, who's beginning to lie just a trifle too deep for the benefit of his own side. He really is an excellent attacking player. Trouble is, he hasn't had all that much support. There he is again, trying to nick that through. Back inside, that was a better attempt at combination with Dos Santos. Now Valery. Well away there by Weatherall, Pemberton. Palmer, Dorigo, Kelly stretched across there in defense. All making it extremely difficult for this side, and now they're having to push the ball to the side. Well, I did say that Frank Duma was very strong on the tackle. There's a loud roar as Basil Boli decided to come forward, but left themselves slightly exposed at the back. That's better play. Dos Santos just away there from Christopher Ray. Well, this crowd, as I said, they never get big crowds for French League games. I would say there's about 15,000 in the stadium tonight, possibly more than half of them from Yorkshire. A loud shout there as Thuram tried to poke that through. Driven straight to the hand of Gary McAllister. Now, wonder if Schifo would come back to have a go at this. That's how far out it is. Yes, it is he. Well, Ray couldn't get it, neither could Dos Santos, and Basil Boli coming from the back to give assistance. Remember, Boli scored one of the most famous of all headed goals in the Olympic Stadium in Munich when they won, Marseille won the European Cup. It's all going Leeds' way at the moment. I think Howard Wilkinson is done. There's Jean Tegana, by the way, now beginning to get slightly hot under the collar. Now D'Amico. I think Monaco will have to be a bit more adventurous. A really pathetic finish there by Christopher Ray. In close attention there, Gary Kelly. Kelly has watched them very carefully. Joined the club in 1992. Republic of Ireland international. Back there by, and rather carelessly, by Palmer. Palmer giving great strength to midfield, of course. That's better controlled play. Sonny Anderson whipping through. That's the best effort in the game by Monaco, and they can hardly believe that ball stayed out. And there's a bout of self-anguish, if ever I saw one. Now, he got out of that catch as catch can wrestling act there, and then burrowed his way into this Leeds defense. And the ball coming off the outside of the foot. just a trifle excited near the end of that glorious run. Well, this must give them some inspiration. Played forward there by Dumas. Now, straight to the feet of Gary Kelly. Well, sadly for Sonny Anderson, although he's getting the crowd aroused again, that's the only real chance he's made for himself in the game. Played out there by Dumas. Dos Santos. Watch Carlton Palmer going back with him. D'Amico trying to give a little bit of support, but the pass a trifle too hard. Well, that, by the way, is Basil Bowley. He's a rather excitable character. And what he loves to do, as we've noticed even when he was playing in Scottish football, is communicate with the crowd. And that's what he's trying to do now, to get some passion out of this Monaco support. But really, they are not in the same league as the Leeds supporters. Well, Bowley, I think, was appealing to the referee there. Might get a free kick out of it. Close attention there by Noel Whelan. Howard Wilkinson on the bench. Without purring contentedly at this stage, will have that inner satisfaction of a manager who's watched this team under pressure but realizes the men he has out there are quite capable of absorbing it and then hitting on the counter-attack. A little bit of freedom for Dos Santos. Again having to play that ball wide. Hooked away, that's good defending. Noel Whelan. You might have noticed him down at the other end of the field exactly 60 seconds ago, and then he was back in his own penalty area. That's good teamwork. Away there by Weatherall. D'Amico. It is all Monaco. The whole game being played in Leeds' last third of the field. But they're holding up well. This is D'Amico. Palmer with him. Looking for the 1-2s and 4s back the way again. And Leeds won't mind that kind of ball. You'll notice that when they try to play the 1-2s and they don't come off, back it goes into midfield and you get the ball punted predictably into the penalty area. And as a result of that, Leeds are not really under any great strain. Well, Yeboah has been left on his own upfield, but that always is a sign, an indication that even on his own he could take on a defense. There's the curling ball, what a goal! Oh. Well, I talked about his solitary role. Well, he wasn't standing in that half uttering soliloquies to himself. That was a glorious strike. Now, Kenny Dalglish for Liverpool and Scotland used to score goals like that, coming in from the side of the penalty area. And it's not just the pace of the ball, but the way it curled round. And De La Roche, the substitute goalkeeper, left clutching the air. A glorious strike by Yeboah. I think you could describe that as a sickener. And Leeds so much under pressure, and then the man left on his own upfield, taking the defense on and then curling it away. That's a classic situation. Howard Wilkinson, I think, will be very much purring now. And look at that by comparison. That was a frustrated shot by a man who scored 5 goals already this season for Monaco in the French First Division, as compared to this. bending eventually, but not coming back. And you could hear the Leeds support in the background, and no wonder. This will be ringing right across the bay at Monaco. Indeed, I think they might have heard that roar in Ilkley-Moor. Well, is there any way back for Monaco? They've certainly got to score a goal. Hammer a little bit slow. Up had come one of their better players, Dumas, to pick that up. There's a push forward, and ooh, that was... When he went in there, I think Dos Santos wasn't too particular about where the boot would end up. Watch this. Well, now they've got to pull one back at this stage. In went McAllister, good solid tackle. Hammer. Dean again. And no doubt the manager asked Dean and Yeboah to pick the ball up deep. Oops. That's Shipo getting engaged with him. Pick the ball up deep and make long runs, and that's exactly what they've done. D'Amico. Played in there as Lukic just keeps his eye firmly on the ball. Well, they get small gates here, but they have a substantial bank account, Monaco, by kind permission of the Renier family. And they have attracted some formidable names to their club, led by Jurgen Klinsmann, who reached the semi-final of the Champions League in 1990, of course. So I think they'll have to dig deeper now. 2-0. Bolly punching that away. Well, really taken aback by this, Monaco. That wonderful strike by Tony Yeboah. Now there's a chance, and away again. Quite incredible, the misses in front of goal. And Sonny Anderson has tried so hard in this game. Goal scoring in the past has come rather easy to him. But watch, there was an unfortunate header there by Wetherell to Pemberton. And it's simply not one of these nights for Anderson. Just required a little more composure in front of goal. D'Amico. I think the principal factor tonight has been Enzo Shipo has been forced out of this game. They've crowded him. And of course, you don't need to be an absolute brilliant analyst of football to do your homework in Monaco. If you can snuff out the service from Enzo Shipo, then you're halfway there to beating the side. D'Amico. There's Shipo, but lying again a little deep, going into the box to get it himself. There he is. And too many players around him again. This time Palmer got the original tackle to McAllister. And look at the way McAllister intelligently held on to that. No rush to play the long ball at all. Just knocking it back and forward. That's good play, and offside. But right in the middle of it as the linchpin, Gary McAllister. I think anybody in midfield has found it very difficult to control the ball, to ease some style into this game. Hammer. Dean wants a run. Little too hard. Watch the background there, the Leeds support. And there, Jean Tegana. Oh, I think he's experienced enough to know that if you're 2-0 down at home against Leeds, your chances of getting into the draw are as slight as a tramp being able to buy one of these flats overlooking the ground. That's Valerie. Now McAllister playing that off beautifully again. Well, this man is sensational, isn't he? Powerful pair of shoulders. In Germany, he wore white boots all the time. They didn't put him off scoring goals, though. He had the contract with a special boot firm, and he floated around in these white boots. And twice he was a Bundesliga's leading goal scorer. There he is, Hard Wilkinson. Camera shy. Oops. I think he was going to offer a drink to the cameraman there. Now McAllister. Give him a little support there. Speed. Sweeping it out. And a very weak ball there. I think Noel Whelan was shouting for the ball away on the right-hand side. Valerie. Pushed inside by Dos Santos. Schifo. That's not a bad ball there. Played away down to Ray. Well, I pointed out at the start that this young man is certainly coming onto a strong game for his new club, but he's only 20 years of age, so he has touches of rawness about his play. Just turned away. D'Amico. Hammer breaking it up again in midfield. Hammer playing the simple ball all the time. That's McAllister's not too happy, holding his thigh. And the tackling by Leeds has been good. Now Schifo in action. Drifting it out to D'Amico. Back by Dos Santos though. Valerie. There's Palmer again, the destroyer, mostly, of anything that Monaco have thrown into midfield. Neatly held back there by Gary Kelly. No way he was allowing Dos Santos to go around him there. Well, they're a happy support, basking in this rather mild climate down in the Côte d'Azur. And I think the way that Leeds have played have taken the temperature out of the game on the pitch itself. There's a chase forward, Bowley going for it. Oh, that's a dreadful clash and a goal. Yeboah again. Well, how on earth did he get that away from these two players who are lying right out? And I'm not at all surprised. That was a sickening clash between Basil Bowley and De La Roche. And as that happened, you could hear the crack. The ball suddenly ended up in the net, and Yeboah has scored his hat-trick. But I think that that achievement is rather overshadowed by what is happening now. This is the tangle that brought it about. Lovely touch there by Yeboah, but watch the clash there between these two players. Leeds right out in front, in fact, I think out of sight, but that's Basil Bowley. And they are very concerned down there. I think they're trying to get him back to consciousness. Well, that's always a sad sight. Now, he is a tough hombre. It takes a lot to stop him. He must have got it on the side of the head. He's known as one of the iron defenders. And even so, despite his awesome reputation, it is rather tragic to see a great athlete, and that's what he is, a great athlete, lying in distress like that. And the goalkeeper isn't any better. I think they're both unconscious. Well, that's always a terrible sight and a very worrying thing. And of course, the instruction to football nowadays, if there are any head injuries of any kind at all, then the game must be stopped and the players with prudence taken from the field. Look at that. Oh. Well, I doubt if there was anything harder of a collision than the last Frank Bruno fight. Yes, they've got to be very careful with this. And look at this, they're very distressed with Bowley, they really are. Watch the way they're trying to get the breathing going with him. And Jean Tigana, obviously extremely anxious about this, as anybody would be. And the players are themselves distressed. I think young Christopher Ray and Dos Santos in tears. The goalkeeper now has that neck support, but Basil Bowley, they were very worried about Bowley. They were giving him that artificial pushing down in the chest. And De La Roche, the irony of course that De La Roche came on to substitute for Pivotal after his knee injury. And they're still worried about, still working on Basil Bowley in the background. Now, if you can bear watching it, here it is again. Both of them getting it on the temple. And the goal itself now, in the context of what has happened, is a minor consideration. I notice how the cameraman immediately saw the danger there, the significance of that image rather than the ball in the net. The goalkeeper's still there, and we're not getting a very good view of Basil Bowley now, but they were deeply concerned. Oh, there he is, his eyes are open. The goalkeeper's still in that very calm position there, but I must say, I don't think I've seen as bad a collision before, ending up with two players totally unconscious like that for, well, I would say a couple of minutes. Now this is where they have to be very tender with the players. By the way, the Leeds players are at the other end of the ground. They've kept out of it. They are spectators, and very anxious spectators. There they are. And they must be, as professionals, they must be as worried as any of the Monaco players themselves. Well, this stadium has been stunned by that. And there is that gathering of anxious Monaco players and officials as two very good athletes, Frank De La Roche and Basil Bowley, look as if they are certainly and almost immediately heading for hospital. You'll also notice they have been talking vigorously to the players now. Obviously, look at Bowley reaching out in almost a sign of distress, the way he clutched that arm there. Well, sport throws up its injuries from time to time, its calamities. We hope we have seen the end of that calamity and that both of these players will have recovered fully. But off they go. And it looks to me as if number 12, Puel, is coming on there. I told you that some of the players are distressed by what they've seen. And a rather anxious crowd in the background there. Some of the wives, the Monaco wives, sitting in center stand. Well, we didn't expect a climax to the game like this. The worried, anxious features of Enzo Schipo in the background. There he is. And this game is now overshadowed by serious injury to two players. Well, I never thought I'd see the day when this huge man, this powerful man, was laid out flat like that. Well, I don't know that the players have any appetite left for the game, but they have to go through the formalities of it. Alas, the game has to end, and that's a gesture of frustration, disgust, and maybe anxiety as well. And you can hear the applause of the crowd, including the Leeds supporters, as these two figures are now taken to ambulance and straight away to hospital. I think that might be Basil Bowley still down there. I think they were more worried about Bowley than the goalkeeper at one stage. Well, that ball was played back as a pass back, and the substitute Puel, who's not a goalkeeper of course, forgets the rule and picks the ball up. Well, under ordinary circumstances, I think that would be regarded as something of a calamity, but it's a mere jest now compared to what happened in the last 5 minutes. I wouldn't like to be Puel, though. You've got several good free kick takers there. You have Gary Speed with the ball pushed to the side by Carlton Palmer. And so the score still remains 3-0. Let me just repeat that overshadowed though it was. There they are, there they go. And I'm sure we all wish them well. Yeah, I was about to say that events have rather overshadowed the fact that Tony Yeboah has scored his hat-trick. Well, the concern still exists. And quite rightly, the camera, our producer, is keeping abreast of what is happening down there. We would all like to know that everything works out happily. D'Amico. It's a strange atmosphere to this game now. I think the mixture of the fact that Leeds are well out of sight, well beyond reach in fact, and then that tragic accident, it's taken the spirit right out of this game, sucked it right out. Way in that far side, Brian Dean lying handy, but I doubt very much if he was going to chase after it. And I would suspect that Howard Wilkinson would not be at all unhappy if Leeds simply played the ball around, kept possession. 3, it would seem to me, is more than ample to take back to Leeds, to say the least. Well, number 11 there, Christopher Ray, will remember this day. The Liberian international. There's Howard Wilkinson looking very much like one of these tourists you see walking along the front. I wonder if Howard will pay a little visit to the casino tonight. Might feel his luck is in. Dean. That's it. That's what I thought they would do, just shove it around. Kind of pass the parcel time. Neat little flick forward by Kelly, though. Picked up there by Whelan. And a rather vigorous tackle by D'Amico. Now, if I were the Leeds players, I would keep well away from the man with a ponytail here. That's the goalkeeper they have down there. And of course with a head injury, and I I think he's regained consciousness, but with a head injury they have to be particularly careful. Schifo allowed to go through by Lukic. Well, football doesn't have as many serious injuries. It has niggly injuries. It has the most serious one, of course, is I think in current times the cruciate ligament injury, perhaps much more serious than a clean break. They have a lot of niggly injuries, and that is the most serious one. But head injuries belong to other sports more. So that is a bit of a freakish accident. Palmer plays it to the side. There's Dean. Final shot there, and whilst Leeds haven't tested his goalkeeper yet, I think if the score had been level and it was ordinary circumstances, they really would be pressurizing him. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't have any first aid knowledge, and I'm not quite sure why they're pumping at the bottom of the stretcher there. Maybe to inflate the support. McAllister at his very best. Schifo getting annoyed. Well, the goalkeeper Well, I'm just getting some information, by the way, from the people down there, that the reason they were pumping his chest was, I think, worried about his circulation. And that's a goalkeeper, so I must say my mind has been taken right off this game now. It's much more concerned about these victims of that terrible collision. Anyway, the word I was getting there was that they had to do that to Bolly. They were rather worried about his circulation, pumping his chest. Now D'Amico. Yes, and more this game gives you the impression of players simply going through gestures. I'll try and get more information, by the way, before we end our transmission about the state of these two players. Certainly the last I heard was they had both regained consciousness. And there it is, that's the final whistle. A hat-trick by Tony Yeboah. And whilst that in itself will make the game remembered, especially by that support there, I have to say the accident rather overshadowed everything else, and we must be concerned about sportsmen in any category, any environment, when something like that happens. So congratulations to Leeds, a superb professional performance, an outstanding individual finishing effort by Tony Yeboah, scoring one of the best goals I've seen this season. Leeds go off, and I'm told they have regained consciousness, and Leeds handsomely 3 up.